Hi everyone, welcome to Srisai online training. So today in this session of core Python programming, we are going to discuss the following topics. So this is demo session 2 of core Python programming. So today we'll discuss basic features of Python, what are the flavors of Python, and what are the different versions of Python, and what is the latest version of the Python. Right. So first of all, we'll start with revision of the previous demo session or the previous session, introduction and history of Python, what are the different Python applications, and working with Python coding. So let us start with this small introduction and history to all the new students who are joining for this demo session. So coming to introduction and history of Python. So what is Python? So the basic definition of Python goes like this. So Python is a general purpose, high level computer programming language. Once again, I'll repeat it. Python is a general purpose, high level computer programming language. So what is this general purpose? So general purpose means applications, computer applications which are used by most of the end users of a computer are called as general purpose applications. For example, most of the users in computer, they use notepads, calculators, office applications. So these applications are called as general purpose computer applications. Then what do you mean by high level? So high level means English like statements which are used by end users. So it is English like statements which are used by end users. So Python is one such programming language using which we can develop general purpose end user applications with English like statements or coding. So this is what is the basic definition of Python programming language. So using Python programming language, we can develop computer applications which are used by most of the end users of a computer. Now coming to the history of Python. So Python is developed by Gaidu van Rossum from 1985 to 1990, research and development. Gaidu van Rossum 1985 to 1990 as a result of research and development at National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science. Okay, and this institute is available at Netherlands, Europe. So this is the person who developed Python programming language. And now this Python programming language, we got its name from a TV show. So the name Python, we got it from a TV show, The Complete Monty Python Circus. So this is a TV show which was telecasted in BBC channel from 1969 to 1974. Okay, so 1969 to 1974, this Python Monty Circus, the complete Monty Python Circus was telecasted. So Gaidu van Rossum has taken the name Python programming from this TV channel show. Right, now coming to what are the different applications which can be developed using Python. Right, so we can develop desktop applications. So desktop applications means install and use them in your computer. Second one, we can develop web applications. So web applications means websites. Third one, database applications. So database applications means which is used to store the data, process the data, and maintain the data for backend people in a company or organization. we can develop networking applications like file sharing applications, printer sharing applications, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi applications. We can also develop games, both desktop games as well as web games. And then we can also develop data analysis applications. So data analysis applications means, now in this data analysis, we also have subtypes, machine learning and deep learning, where huge data is analyzed and that is presented to the user. So those applications are called as data analysis application. So whenever we are accessing any website, we will get the advertisements in that website. For example, Facebook or something like Gmail will be getting the advertisements of our interest. So those are data analysis applications. And then we can also develop artificial intelligence applications. Artificial intelligence applications means sensor based applications. Automatic lights, automatic colors, automatic temperature and all those things. And then we can also develop Internet of Things application. Internet of Things means staying at office, we can switch on and switch off AC at the home. So for example, let us say that you are in 10th floor in your apartment and you want to switch on the AC in your car. So from 10th floor, we can switch on the AC in our car. So this is possible through IoT, Internet of Things applications. So these are the different applications which can be developed using Python programming language. So now, how to work with basic coding in Python? Right, so it's very simple to work with Python coding because Python is a beginner's programming language. In Python, we write English-like statements to give input to the Python programming. It will process that input and gives us the required output. So here, just open the command prompt. Right, so in the command prompt, just type py or Python. So Python should be already installed in our system. Okay, so in my system the Python which is installed is 3.8. so the latest version is 3.9 also. We'll install that 3.9 in the coming sessions. Okay, right, now here we can directly type our Python commands, something like print hello students. So we'll get hello students on the display or output screen. So this is called as Python interactive mode. It is called as Python interactive mode. It will directly take the input, process the input and gives the required output immediately. Now we can also perform something like 10 plus 20, which is 30. We can also take some variables like a is equals to 10, b is equals to 2, and then we can also perform a by b, which is 5.0, a into b, which is 20, a minus b, which is 8, a plus b, which is 12, and then we can also perform something like a modulo b, which is 0. Okay, right, so this is how, so the remainder is 0. So this is how we can directly give English-like statements in Python coding. So it will take that in Python interactive mode, process that and gives us the required output. Right, so simply we can say exit. Exit is a predefined function. It will come out of the Python interactive mode. Again, if we give py, it will get into the Python interactive mode and we can start working with Python commands. So this is how we are supposed to work with Python commands in Python interactive mode. Okay, so Python commands are given in Python interactive mode. Right, so this is what is all about. Previous session revision, introduction and history of Python, Python application, and sample Python working coding. So let us start with basic features of Python. So first of all, Python is interpreted programming language. So what is this interpreted programming language? So here, whatever the input we give to Python programming, it is directly processed at runtime by Python interpreter, which means that no need to compile before execution, and this is followed in same other languages like Perl language, PHP language, and HTML web programming language. So if you see here, if you go to the command prompt, so in this command prompt we are directly giving the commands like 10 plus 20. Input, internally it is directly processed by Python interpreter and it will give you the required output. So no need to compile, no need to save your coding. So this is what is the speciality of Python programming language. So this is called as Python as interpreted language. Interpreted means processed at runtime. Okay, so directly processed at runtime means our input is taken, internally it is converted into machine code, and that machine code is executed to give the output. So the node point goes like this. So in Python, we directly run programs to get the output. So no need to compile it. Everything is done automatically at runtime. Right. So this is one advantage of Python programming language. And second one is Python is interactive language. Right. So interactive language means we can directly run programs on Python using Python interpreter. Okay, so here if we see here, we can directly run Python programs using Python interpreter. So for example, I'll say exit here. Right, so let us go to our working directory. So the working directory which I'm going to use is G colon. So under G colon SriSai online training Python. So under Python, core Python and programs. Right, so here we can directly write a Python program. For example, I'll say here notepad something like demo1.py or demo.py. So it will open the notepad. Do you want to create a new file? Say yes. So we can write this program in any working directory. It's up to us. So here I'll say print hello students. Right, so semicolon is not compulsory. So save this program and close it. Now we can directly run a Python program without any compilation process. For example, py demo.py. That's it. We'll get hello students on the output screen. Now if you want to make any changes to the program, open the notepad. Now here you can give few more print statements, something like welcome to SriSai online training, and then we'll say here have a nice day. Right, so I'm putting 3 more messages. Save this, close the notepad, and then simply run the program py demo.py. That's it. We'll get the new output. So hello students, welcome to SriSai online training. Have a nice day. So this is what Python is interactive. We can directly run the Python programs on Python prompt or command prompt. Okay. So for this we have to use the commands py or Python. So for example, if you see here, I want to use this Python command. So Python command demo.py, that's it. We'll get the output. So Python is interactive. We can directly run the programs in Python prompt or command prompt. So this is what is the speciality of interactive mode in Python. And next, the third feature goes like this: Python is object-oriented programming language. So Python supports all the features of OOPS like classes, objects, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. Okay, so what is object-oriented programming? So object-oriented programming means it is a programming based on real life situations. So how real life situation happens, based on that we'll write a computer program. So that is what we call it as object oriented programming. So for object oriented programming we have different chapters. We'll discuss all different principles of OOPS in those chapters. So this is one advantage of developing real-time applications using object-oriented programming. And next one, coming to Python is beginner's programming language. So basically Python is suitable for any person who don't have knowledge on computer programming, but still want to start programming in computer. That person can learn Python easily. And it is because all the statements, all the coding which is used in Python is English like statements. So English like statements means simple and easy coding. So the advantage is simple and easy coding. Simple and easy coding. So that's why it is a beginner's programming language. And in Python we are going to discuss everything from the basics like data types, variables, operators, control structures, arrays, functions, strings, everything from the basics. So these are the 4 basic features of Python. Why people prefer Python programming when compared to other programming languages. So first one is Python is interpreted, Python is interactive, and Python is object-oriented programming, and then Python is beginner's programming language. So right guys, so these are basic 4 features of Python. So now let us start with Python flavors. So what is this Python flavor? Now for example, if we take an ice cream, okay, in ice cream we'll have different flavors. Okay, so first one we have vanilla flavor, we have strawberry flavor, we have butterscotch flavor, we have mango flavor, we have pineapple flavor. So ice cream is same, the taste of the ice cream differs with respect to flavors. So similarly we can use Python coding in different programming languages. Now how Python coding can be used in different programming languages? This is a big question. Okay, so this is possible through flavors of Python. So flavors of Python allows us to use Python coding in other programming languages. So the power of Python can be used in other programming languages using Python flavors. For example, we have C Python. So C Python works in C programming language applications. So in C language also we can use Python coding. Next, second one, we have Jython or JPython. So Jython or JPython, this will work with JVM. So JVM means Java Virtual Machine or Java Programming Applications. So in Java Programming Applications also, we can use Jython, JPython. So the power of Python can be integrated with Java. Next, we have Iron Python or Iron Python. So this Iron Python is compatible with .NET applications. So we can use this in .NET applications. So .NET applications means it's related to Microsoft. Okay, so it is a Microsoft programming language. So in .NET also we can use Python coding with the help of IronPython. So when we install this IronPython, it will be integrated with .NET programming, and in .NET programming we can use Python programming or coding. Next we can have PyPython. Okay, so it is also called as PyPython, PyPy or PyPython. Okay, it is called as PyPy or PyPython. Now what is this PyPython? So PyPython can be used with JIT compilers in Python virtual managers. So using Python virtual managers, we can integrate Python coding in any programming languages. So this is one universal compatibility of Python with different programming languages, which is PyPython. And next we also have something like Ruby Python. So Ruby Python works with Ruby applications. So Ruby is one programming language which is very popular in 1990s and 2000s. So there are many companies which are still using Ruby applications. So Ruby Python helps us to work with Python coding in Ruby programming applications. Similarly, we also have Anaconda Python. Okay, so this Anaconda Python helps us to work with data processing applications and its development. Okay, so Anaconda Python is specially designed for developing data processing applications or database applications. Okay, so this is what is the specialty of Python. So Python integration with other programming languages. So Python coding integration with other programming languages. So we have C Python, we have Jython or JPython, we have IronPython, we have PyPython, we have Ruby Python, and we have Anaconda Python. So this is one more advantage of Python with other programming languages. So if we take .NET, so .NET coding cannot be used in Java or C or Python. If we take something like C, C++, so C++ cannot be integrated that easily in other programming languages. We can integrate, but it is very difficult. But here Python coding can be integrated very easily, simple in other programming language, and it increases the power of coding with Python using other programming languages. So this is what is all about Python flavors, guys. Right, so now coming to versions of Python. So the initial commercial release of Python for developing end user applications was released on 20th February 1991. Okay, so 20th February 1991 we got first commercial release of Python. So commercial release of Python means IT companies can download the Python software, they can install in their system and start developing Python application. So that is what is called as commercial release of Python. So this was done in 20th February 1991. So now after that we got different versions of Python. The standard versions or the stable versions of Python goes like this. Okay, so after that we have stable release of Python versions. So the first stable release of Python version is January 1994. Next, Python version 2.0 October 2000, and after that we have 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, so on. 2.10 also we have, but next stable version was version 3.0 in December 2008. Now in this 3.0 version we don't have backward compatibility. So backward compatibility means some features which are used in version 2.x, 1.x are removed in 3.x. Okay, so from 3 point there were major more features were added here. Okay, so more features were added from 3.0 2008. So after that we got many versions of Python. 3.1 June 2009, 3.2 February 2001, 3.3 September 2012, 3.4 March 2014, and then 3.5 September 2015, 3.6 December 2016, and then 3.7 June 2018, and after that 3.8 October 2019. And the latest two versions of Python are 3.8.6. Okay, so 3.8.6 September 2020, 2 months before, and then 3.9 which is 5th October 2020. So 3.9 is the latest version as of now in Python. Okay, right? So how to check this versions of Python? It's very simple. So Python software can be downloaded here. So www.python.org. Right, so let us open browser. Right, so open any browser, Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, any browser. So go to the address bar and type www.python.org. So www.python.org. Right, so this is the website of the Python. Okay guys, so under this if you click on download, okay, right, so the latest version of Python is 3.9. So this is the latest version of the Python for Windows. Is it fine, all of you? Right. So from this website, we can download Python into our system. So we also have Python for Windows. We have Python for Linux. We have Python for Mac operating system. So Windows, Linux, Unix, both are same. Mac operating system is by Oracle. And we also have other operating systems also. The popular 3 operating systems are Windows, Linux, Unix, and Mac operating system. So these are the versions of Python programming language. And the latest version is version 3.9. And coming to the final note point, it goes like this. So Python is a programming language using which we can develop any computer application for today's end users. Okay, so for today's requirement in the market, we can develop any type of application using Python programming language. So this is what is all about Python versions since 1991 till today. So that is what is all about today's session, guys, in core Python programming, basic features of Python. Okay, next, flavors of Python and different versions of Python. Thank you everybody for listening to this and watching to this core Python demo session in SriSai online training. Have a nice day.